we really get into the meat of the meeting, we want y'all to get to know each other. If you look around, if you look at the folks you're sitting at your table with, these are going to be your table mates for the rest of the night. So we want y'all to break the ice, get to know each other, get an idea for who's all in the room together. So we have a quick meet and greet activity. So we're hoping that you can do this with 4 new friends. You can get up, you can go to other tables, you can go to your bestie, just not only your bestie, and chat with each other. So we're gonna all go through and do this for a few minutes, this meet and greet activity, and then we're gonna come back in a few minutes and I'm gonna explain what we're doing and we're gonna get started on the event. Sounds good? Sounds good? Woo! Okay. Who's excited to make a new friend? Thank you. Thanks, Elijah. Okay. So everyone turn to your neighbor, get chatting, and I'll call you back in a few minutes. These are all at your table. You should have picked them up. I do just want to give you some context of more of what this project is, what we're doing, and what we're hoping to learn from you. So just to go over essentially what this project is, the Blacksville neighborhood plan, what this is, our goals is essentially we want to identify and preserve the history of the community while being mindful and planning for its future. So this includes strengthening cultural identity of the community, thinking about public spaces, thinking about park space, and then really making sure that the community is engaged in the planning process. And as Aaron mentioned earlier, a key component of this, so we're hoping to hear about all these different topics and themes tonight, and then we're going to take what we hear and we're going to give an implementation plan with actionable items for each category to make sure that y'all know what to do in order to make sure that the work here doesn't just stay in the room, but we're actually making sure that it goes forward through with implementation, right? Which is what we all want to hear. No one just wants another plan. We want to make sure that the work we're doing tonight is important and it actually results in implementation in the community, right? So that's what we're here to do. So there are a few key things that we're focusing on when it comes to this project. A key component is the community engagement, which is what we're doing tonight. We've had a site visit. We've been to the white party, which was so much fun. We're here tonight. We have more sessions coming up. So we're trying to stay in the community and make sure that y'all are a key part of the project. And then building on that, we want to think about public space, green space, placemaking, and we'll talk about what that is in a second. We're thinking about historic preservation and neighborhood identity. So number 2 and number 3 are kind of the main topics that we're thinking about with this plan is what we heard are the most important things from our partners with BABS in the city. And then again, we're thinking about implementation planning with a deliverable. So again, just real quick, so these are some of the things that we've done to date. We kicked this project off in July. This is our 3rd time here, the project team here in Blacksville to work on this project. We're really excited about it. We've been doing a lot of historic plan review and research and data analysis, but we haven't really heard yet from the community of what exactly y'all want, and that's what we're trying to get tonight is what we want. And so essentially, and there's 2 quick terminology that I want to share with y'all in order so we can do the workshop and then I'll release everybody. So, but essentially just so this listening session, what we're trying to do is we're trying to, for each of these topics, for each of these themes, we want to hear from y'all. We want to hear what do you want to see, what's important to you, what are your priorities. This is the sky's the limit. If you can see on each table, we have these blank pieces of paper, and I want them to all be filled out completely by y'all. And so what we want is we want to take the data, we want to take the research and all these things that we've done and put it together with what we're hearing from y'all to make sure that what the outcome is reflective of what y'all want to see. Because I can come up here and I can say, well, I'm the expert and I think X, Y, Z, and it really doesn't matter at the end of the day, because if it's not based on what y'all want to see, then what are we doing here, right? So that's why we're all here today. I'm going to go over these terminologies and then we're going to explain what we're doing here. Does that sound good? Okay, great. So, the first terminology that y'all need to know for today, one of the focuses of this project is something called placemaking. And, essentially what this concept is figuring out what makes a place special and making sure that what makes a place special and makes it feel special is reflected so that anyone who comes into the community can see and tell and feel this is a special place and here's what makes it special. So, so we're thinking about how to make great places, essentially, and how to make sure that Blacksville, the heart of Blacksville, which there's such a big heart here, is reflected in the built environment as well. So and there's a whole station on this. We're going to talk more about what it is there, but just so you know, so you're familiar, placemaking can be, can we add public art that reflects something important of our history? Can we, do a event that includes music that's, important to our community? Can we add a space that is a gathering space for us so we can do something that makes our community special? So that's terminology one. You're all experts now. I would hire you. Excellent. Okay. Number 2 is green infrastructure. Green infrastructure is a concept that we're going to talk about in a different station, where essentially we're helping to bring together goals of stormwater management with green space. So essentially, who here has ever had flooding at their property before? Raise your hands. Okay, yes, I see a few of you. I wonder, or maybe someone you know, right? And so we're thinking about how to manage issues with water and water management and bring that together with green space and parks. And so this is important because you're able to achieve multiple goals with kind of one project, so you don't have to pick a park here and then storm management over here. You can put them together. Again, you're all experts now. I would hire you a second time. So hopefully that's a little bit of context, and again, we'll have folks at each of these stations who are experts and who can share more. But that's kind of the overview. So this is essentially what we are hoping to do, is that we have 6 stations. Most of y'all are at one. I am gonna separate people a little bit, but we have 6 stations, and we will be, again, look at the people you're with. These will be your station buddies. We're gonna go around the room, and every 10 minutes we're gonna have y'all go to a different station and give your thoughts and what you wanna see at that station. So we have 6 subjects: historic preservation, placemaking and community identity, green space and green infrastructure, community vision, arts and culture, and community building, right? So there's 6 stations. You'll go to all 6 of them tonight, okay? And we're gonna have about 10 minutes at each station. One of our stations is community building, and so we couldn't do community building without feeding y'all. So that's when you'll be able to get the food, and if you don't have enough time to eat, you can bring it with you. So every 10 minutes, I'll be up here and alerting everyone to go switch through the next one. And so again, and just to be clear, what we're hoping is, I am not the expert. I might be a planner. I'm not the expert. Y'all are the experts, and we want to make sure that what you want to see is reflected. So if you have a thought or a feeling, and if it's not written down, we won't know to incorporate it in the plan, right? So make sure that everyone here is an expert. Everyone here deserves to have their voice heard, and I want to make sure that all of your voices are reflected when we leave here tonight. Does that sound good? Yeah? Does that sound good? Yeah! Okay, great. So what I'm going to do is I am going to ask this table over here in the middle. You're kind of the bigger table, so I will ask for half of y'all to split up, if you wouldn't mind, and come over here. Or if you really want to stick together, we can do that, as long as, up to you. I'll come chat. But anyway, are all of my table facilitators at their tables? No, you're not. If you can make your way over, thank you. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Sound good, you guys? Okay, sound good? Yeah. Okay, great. All right, well, thank you so much. Thanks for being here, and go ahead and get started. Thank you. Something new? Great. Okay, I know. I certainly did it, though. That's the whole reason that I brought y'all out here tonight, is so I could learn. And I did. So, is anyone here wondering, okay, Michaela, well, you wrote a bunch of notes, and what are you going to do about it? And I'm not going to, what does it matter? So I want to outline where we go from here. This is really important, because this work doesn't end here tonight. We have a lot of, well, by we, I mean the project team have a lot of work left to do, but so do y'all. This isn't necessarily done here. So there are a few things that we're going to do. So we all wrote a lot of notes, so we're going to go back, write them all up, organize, analyze, XYZ, right? We're going to follow up with folks who hopefully signed up for some oral histories. We're going to get in touch and continue some of our historic research here. And then essentially, what y'all shared tonight, we are going to go and look at the data, look at what we heard, and start to gather recommendations on what we think next step should be for the Blacksville community. And then, importantly, we're going to come back in the spring and do a similar workshop where we are going to say, here's what we heard and here's what we want to recommend. Is this right? Is this wrong? Did we get it right? Did we hear you correctly? Because at the end of the day, it's a listening session and we should be hearing y'all and what you want. So, okay, so we have one more thing. There was a station about drainage and green infrastructure. There is another meeting coming up on December 13th with the city where they're going to be talking further about the drainage study, and there's going to be an opportunity to give more input. That's not this project, but it's a project that we're working closely with. So if y'all, doing due diligence, if y'all could share that information. Also, Babs will share more after the meeting about this. It's another opportunity. For our project, we will be in touch with everyone. If you gave your email and your phone number, we'll say, you will hear from us in the spring saying, hey, remember that workshop? Here's everything we heard. We want to know from you, are we right? Because at the end of the day, I can't tell y'all with your community what's right and what's wrong and where you should go. That's something that only you can tell me, right? So we will be working hard on our next steps. Otherwise, I just wanted to say a really, really big thank you. This was really incredible. A lot of times we don't get such incredible and enthusiastic turnout, so thank you so much. You could have been anywhere tonight. On Thursday night, you were right here in the neighborhood of Blacksville, and that is incredible. So thank y'all so much. Give yourself a big round of applause.